The world is still super hostile. But now we are back to the original hostility that this map provides. Namely, the whole water deal. Wow, look at these old boats. Amazing. This is quality content right here. So we're going to zoom around the area, see if we can't find the last few wolves. This area over here looks kind of interesting. It's almost to the surface, which is peculiar, because typically it's very far from the surface. Let's slow our boat down. I really don't... That good? It's probably good. Alright. Let's see what we can see from up here. We got glowstone and pumpkins and glowstone and glowstone and pumpkins. And the endless abyss. As far as actual things are concerned, there's really not too much. And glowstones and pumpkins. Glowstone and some pumpkins. Don't know if nighttime's the best time to be doing this. I guess that makes it a little bit easier to see all the lights, I guess. Now, we've learned that chasing after glowstone is a fool's errand. Let's see if there's anything around this area. Glowstone and pumpkins. Nothing that looks like a wool. I think there's like 50 squid right there. It's probably pretty hard to see. But yeah, all the squid move to the lowest location and then get stuck there because they're silly like that. I'm seeing something kind of weird over here. I'm gonna go check that out. Hopefully we don't manage to lose our giant lit up base. Nothing particularly interesting. Just a weird little formation. They're not in the sky, are they? That's happened before. We are looking for the last two wolves. Should be the brown and the blue, I believe. There's lava. That's different. Really not too much to see out here. Really. Got the monument, the ship, the dungeon, and then a whole lot of nothing. This looks like a very deep area right here. Might be something more interesting right here. That's where one of the previous wolves were. Well, it's definitely deep. But as for if there's anything down there, I cannot say. We might have to go and do some seafloor investigation on that part. Let's see if we can find anything over on this side of the map. Aha! That looks like something. Maybe. It's a weird pile of glowstone. I was hoping based on that shape it would actually be the wool. It's just gonna keep sliding along. I think it's stopping. Let's see if we can get a better look at this. Nope, that's just a weird square glowstone. Doesn't seem to lead anywhere, as far as I can tell. That's something. That might be it. I think I saw something under here. Yeah, we have not really went this way at all. So it wouldn't surprise me if stuff was down in this area. Aha! There they are. There's the last two. So, from what I'm seeing, it doesn't look like there's actually anything else in the map. Which, kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. This is a very early super hostile map. Alright, so now we're going to use everything in our arsenal. Ooh, see, look at this. If you're right above it, you can't see it because it's hidden by that shelf. Very clever. So we're going to use all of our technology to make our way nice and safely over the side of this cliff and down into the depths below. And when we really reach our destination, it is door time. See? See what I was saying about squids? They are weird guys. The blue wool. Hey. Alright, now I can get a good angle. I think it was over this direction. So we're going to open and close the door a bunch and head on out in an attempt to find the final wool. Now it might be slightly more difficult with the whole can't see anything underwater deal, but I think we'll manage. He says. Hey, there it is. Nailed it. Brown wool. Go away, squid. Now, I think it would probably be a mistake to try to go straight up. Do a bit of practice right here. See? It's not a guarantee. The water bucket's probably the least safe option for traversing these depths. Because it's a little bit finicky. And we're back in the base. Now, one thing I didn't discuss was that we did bring iron tools and armor with us. Because if we manage to fail spectacularly and drown, I didn't want to lose all that diamond gear. Which, with the amount of diamonds we have, which is a whopping 1, was basically irreplaceable. A substantial amount of this wool in the map was from the non-wool chests. But we found all the correct ones. Interestingly, the ones underwater had the whole glowstone base to them, but all the ones in the dungeon didn't, which I could see leading to more confusion for people. Not that the Endless Deep is really advertised or recommended. Brown wool and blue wool. And that is a complete victory monument. It's gonna be awfully hard to get a picture. It's gonna have to be at quite the angle. Oh gosh. Yeah. I wanted to see the word victory monument. Preferably I'd be wielding diamond armor for this. But this is okay. Let's see, what's the button for? Screenshot saved. Very nice. Alright. So that is Super Hostile number 2, The Endless Deep. Completed. Now let's, just for curiosity's sake, let's open up this map in a later version. Well, okay, one thing I want to do before we do that. I'm going to open up the map in a later version of Minecraft and use the whole spectator mode to look around at all the stuff. Not that there's too much to look at, but just to get a better picture of how things are. But before we do that, there's one last thing I want to try. And it's going to require not armor. Here's all my diamond stuff that I made. Let's be honest, at this point, organization does not matter. The map is over. Where did we place our boat? There it is. So what I want to try is sailing away, because I'm going to assume that the map can only be so large. That's how maps usually work. There's no procedural generation which created this whole thing. This was intentional design. And as it was an intentional design, this whole water up to level 99 can only go so far. So we're going to sail off into the distance. It's floating glowstone. Slightly more interesting than most of the things we see here. Seems like there's just this really big chasm along here. So I guess if you wanted to make a underwater base back in beta 1.5, this would be as good a place as any. There is no shortage of underwater. I saw a weird pillar or something right here. Yeah, just a weird little pillar. Uh-oh. Is that the end? Is that the end of the world? No, it's just loading really slow. Loading new chunks. We got glowstone, It's trying its best. I'll be really, really stressing out this map right now. We got more glowstone. We got another close to the surface area. More floating glowstone. Not much, really. The real question is, how far is this going to go? We managed to... Well, we didn't actually escape from the Sea of Flame, but we could have, very easily. Still more pumpkins and stuff. So, those are obviously part of a map. Pumpkins don't naturally spawn underwater. The more you know. I think we're going to get to a point where we just sail off of this ocean and fall. Like, how far have we gone now? Over 1,000 blocks. My goodness. And there it is. And we fell in water. Amazing. Alright. So yeah. You can, officially, escape from the endless deep. And there's some animals. First animals we've ever seen. Because the endless deep, which you can see is very deep, doesn't have any animals in it. So, there we go. Pretty cool. So now I'm going to go sit in the bottom of the lake for a little bit, and then get back over there and open the map up in a newer version to take a look at how everything looks. Here we are in spectator mode in modern Minecraft. Interestingly, looks like that area over there is like a swamp or something. So it's changed the color of the water right there. So, starting off, we've got our farm, which we barely used. Can we give ourselves like... Alright, maybe we want creative mode to start. Let's get in creative mode so we can give ourselves like various things that we need. Game mode. Creative. At all. Nice. Okay. So what we're going to want is some kind of potion. Water breathing? Night vision, maybe? Yeah. It's okay. So you can see the underwater areas. They're very underwater. And we want to get a better look at the dungeon. So we're going to go back into spectator mode. Because it's difficult to go through blocks when you're not in spectator mode. Okay, so first up, everything looks kind of weird with the new textures and being able to see through the water. But yeah, we got jack-o'-lanterns, we got glowstone, we got a big old chasm. Not too much to say about the actual endless deep portion of the endless deep. We head down into the dungeon. It's got multiple levels, and a whole bunch of tunnels full of lava. Then like water. Everything's either water or lava. Doesn't seem to really be any caves off to the sides. Which makes sense with what we were seeing when we were fighting our way through these tunnel systems. Since these are the only tunnels in the world, that's where all the monsters lived. Here's that. End tunnel area. Oh my goodness, what's this? Is there tons of secret chests? Now that's interesting. Here's a zombie spawner. With mushrooms. Random chests. But what is this? It looks like there's a whole... There's some secret chests back here. Okay. That's interesting. What's that like? Look at all these chests. Let's see what's inside these. And to do that, we're going to need to go back into creative mode. More interesting secrets. No, that's not right. I guess these spawners were covered in lava. It's just a regular chest that you would find. Yeah, look at this. Just a weird secret chest room. With diamonds and diamond swords. And diamonds and things. And diamonds. How you would ever find any of these chests in a regular playthrough. And there's bookshelves. Okay, now I'm confused. I don't know if maybe this is some kind of weird glitch with changing the versions. Yeah, we got bookshelves in the walls, which is strange, to say the least. Now, where are these? I think there's a way to do this better. This one's right there. This one's right above me. And that one is off from the side there. They're probably just regular chests anyways. Can I look inside them? Can I look inside chests that you can look inside? Spectator mode. I kind of want... Ideally, I would have a mode that's like spectator, but also like creative. Yeah, just another regular chest. So, there's no way you'd be able to know these are back here. But if you want, you can find a handful of chests with okay stuff in them. So, that's weird. Wonder if there's anything like that in the other parts of the dungeon. So, this side, secret weird random chests that you would never know those are there. And even more random chests. Alright, so that's that way down the dungeon. Well, caves, I suppose. What was the other way? There's nothing. And the other way was over here. So yeah, this is definitely two completely different cave systems. This one and the other one. This looks pretty typical right here. Just a big, long cave system. It goes up and down and all around. And in the end, nothing. Okay. Weird, but okay. I suppose that could have been an artifact of whatever pre-made structure was used for the end of that dungeon. So, kind of weird, but whatever. No problems. Then this lava tunnel does go out into some lava. No bigger secrets than that. So I guess that's pretty much it. Our night vision's running off. And we've seen all there is to see. Honestly. There's nowhere else in the world for anything to spawn. So, that's it. There isn't any more. Any secret chests hidden in the ship, maybe? Doesn't look like it. Alright. So, overall, it's basically just a dungeon. The water part is mostly ignorable. Besides the, what, 5 or 6 wool, they're actually on the ocean floor right around you. And making yourself a sustainable pathway between wherever you put your base, the Victory Monument, and the dungeon. Or even just between those two places, because you make your base in one of those. And then some kind of farm, at least for trees. Really not much in this map. With modern technology, like all the underwater enchantments and tridents and drowns and dolphins and all the new blocks, I would definitely like to see a updated Endless Deep someday. There are later maps that do a bit with the whole underwater exploration. I think specifically Sunburn Islands has a few underwater, and I use that in quotes, areas. But it's mostly just little dungeons that happen to be underwater. So, I think there's definitely still something here that can be used and thought over. So, overall, easy map. As long as you can figure out how to deal with the max spawns and piles of spawners at the end of a max spawn dungeon. Huge mess. But if you got that going, easy map. And that's it. Any fun chests under here? Of course not. Oh, what is this? This is an actual dungeon. Nope, it is also underwater. I don't know if the having things be at max spawn because there's nowhere else for anything to spawn was an intentional design for this map, or if it was just that this was early on and that really hadn't come up in playtesting. But you would assume if there was any playtesting, it would have come up, because it really does become quite the issue. But that's fine. This is fine. So, for the last time in the endless deep. Let's get it good. Yeah, that's nice. Goodbye.